Okay, now we're recording. This is just for anybody who, if you have to hop off, you have something come up, like we can send you the recording after. It just takes a bit for me to get it, so it might be like later tomorrow or the next day or something. Okay, in any event, so I want to say hi to everybody, but some people's names aren't their actual names, so I'm just going to say hi everybody and welcome. All right, so I'm going to dive right in. And if at any time, I'm always just going to ask, like, if you have any more questions, if you want me to go over anything in depth, just interrupt me, unmute yourself. And of course, I should hopefully get notified if somebody writes in the chat, but I'll check it just in case. Okay, so first things first, welcome. Welcome to the family. I'm so glad most of you dove in when this was actually like a half off kit, which is super exciting. Your investment is already half of what it usually is, and you're going to get some wicked cool products in your kit that you're paying for. So with that note, since I'm actually just going to tackle this first things first, you just started a business venture where there's going to be a lot of kickback, and that is entirely normal. This is an absolute 100% legitimate business. I will tell you that clear as day. I've been with the company now 2 years, 2.5 years. So I've gone through 2 tax seasons. I have a tax accountant. If I was doing anything illegal, I would probably be in prison by now. I'm pretty sure my tax accountant would have sent me away for money laundering. This money is clean, legit. The reason that there is an investment is because you are buying a business. If I was to open up a GNC, I would pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for a storefront. I'd be paying rent. I'd be paying employees. I'd be paying bills. We give you the ability to make that same sort of $1 million income plus, but you have a $99 investment where you're buying something in return. So to crush and squash what anybody is going to tell you, we are not a pyramid scheme. This company is pyramid structured like anything else. Schools, police departments, food stores and shopping centers and all that fun stuff, churches, there's always a hierarchy, and there's a reason for that. If I went to go to the police department and I had a chaos emergency, I wouldn't go to the intern or the person fetching coffee to deal with it. No, I want a detective, I want an officer, and there's a hierarchy. You have, your chief, your cops, your detectives, I don't know the hierarchy, but there is one, like, okay, so for managers, like I used to work at Best Buy. I was a part-time employee, and even when I went full-time, me and the general manager, our salaries were not the same. And there's a reason. He's been there longer, he's in charge of training, he deals with more stuff. So just the same way, like when you choose to start building your own team, they become your family. They become essentially your responsibility. You are growing as a mentor, and you are in charge of now training them. So if you went to work and you were like, hey guys, you're training Sally today, but don't clock in because you're just training, you're not really working. Would you stay? No, you'd be like, all right, well, I'm not gonna stay here to train Sally, I'm going home, I'm going back to bed. Like, let's be honest, like we're not going to do something that doesn't have some sort of benefit in the end to us. So same section here, you become a leader, there's a reason for that kind of income. And no, we're not paid on enrolling people. So that is, if we were, that is a pyramid scheme. So just to squash that bug, because I'm going to tell you, you're going to hear it from 1 person, 2 people, 10 people. You might have already heard it in the week that you've already joined. So I'm just going to start by squashing that bug for you. Okay. Now moving in to the realm of excitement. Okay. So first things first, you have your eSuite. When you sign up, we have our eSuite back office. It's eSuite.myitworks.com. I don't have anything to write on, but it's literally like, I can maybe type it in the chat for anybody who needs to know what it's spelled like. I can't even spell. Nope, I'm failing at this. Totally failing. There we go. Okay, so that's what it is. If I can press send, And you log in with your 7, 8, whatever digit, usually starts with a 1. That's your distributor ID number. So don't log in with your email or anything. It's an ID number and then the password you made. So if it was whatever 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, your password. You go in there. That is your back office, and it is completely convenient, super helpful, lots of information in there. First things first, they have a training academy. So our corporate actually put in a training academy. It's in the top right. I'm gonna try and log in if my computer lets me. It's in the top right. It looks like a little graduation cap, and they have all these videos. And as you promote through the ranks, more videos open up for you. But right now you focus on your newbie training. It's for if you're a distributor and executive, they all have the same videos, and that's like basically kind of like drum rolls you into everything. I'm going to try and, you know, do most of that right now tonight with you, but just as some like added benefit, you have it there from corporate. In that, you'll also have, they have a document library that has everything that you could possibly imagine. When somebody wants to know if something is, if there's an ingredient in our product, like somebody has an allergy for grapes, okay? You can go and you can literally send them a screenshot of the nutrition label itself. Somebody wants to know what ingredients are in what and what helps it, what smells like what, this, that, and the other thing. That is completely there. It also has frequently asked questions, and it has a brief like bullet point overview of exactly what the product does itself. We also have Product Coach, which is, I want to say it's Product Coach. I think it's It Works Product Coach, something like that. That I have to confirm because I don't really use Product Coach that much. But if you don't continue using your eSuite, because it is an optional thing, if you don't want eSuite, you can just go right into, thank you, Amanda. You can just go right into Product Coach, and that has all the same stuff. It's like little search bar, all the products on the left-hand side. You click it, you want details about it, you want to know what's vegan, what's vegetarian, what's, you know, the ingredients, same concept. It's just, it's a different source since eSuite you may or may not continue to use if you don't want to. I think that's pretty much it. eSuite is also pretty cool if you want to enroll your own customers. We have the app for it, so you can do it right from the app now too. I used eSuite for a really long time to enroll my customers. That's basically eSuite in a nutshell. I would just say get on there, browse, click buttons, and see what things do and see what forms you like. There's a lot on there, so just literally click things and have a blast. Okay. So next. Following Mark Pentecost and Cami Dempsey, Cassie and or Amanda and or somebody on here, can you write their names in the chat for me, please? So Mark Pentecost is, for those who don't know, the CEO of this company. He started it from the ground up, small hometown guy, basketball coach from Wisconsin, Michigan, one of those states up there. I don't remember. But now he has this brand new multi-billion-dollar company. Awesome. So he has, anytime you want to know what's going on, whether we have promos or sales or anything, they will always post it on Facebook. We run this business mostly with team pages on Facebook, team chats on Facebook. So anytime something happens, like right now, our team, the family live call is always on Mark's page. He goes live on 10 o'clock Eastern time every Sunday. So in roughly like 50 minutes. And they just kind of like amp you up for the week, like go over past stuff, go over what's going on for the week, if there will be any sales. One thing that happens, we don't know when they happen. So your customers can never be like, well, can you let me know when the next one's going to be? Because we don't know until literally the day of. Like they tell us and we're like, you know, like going like buck wild. Most of you guys who got in on the $49 deal, we found out when you guys did. That was it. That we were told nothing in advance. So every single distributor has the same, what's the word, like capability. I can't think of the word, like basically, so it's fair across the board. No, Kristen, I meant inside the chat in here. Sorry. Not the team chat, like the Zoom chat. Okay, so that's basically that. So that's like an easy way to do it so you are kept up. And then of course we always post things in our team page. Most of you guys are in it. It's called Diamond or Bust. And if you're not, just put a little note in here and I'll get you added if you were put in. Okay. So now the productivity part of this whole business. Now, I will tell you how I do this. You can twerk it. You can edit it. You can follow precisely how I do it, whatever you want. Okay. Anybody drink Angry Orchard? I don't recommend this one. I tried the rosé out of like curiosity. Wasn't impressed. All right. But I was really thirsty and wanted something juicy. Okay. So what I do for my business, I work my business the exact same way I worked it, relatively different, but time-wise, since the day I started. So I started this business in November of 2015. I am still doing the exact same stuff from October 29th, 2015 till April, whatever the heck today is. I will tell you that because I did not care what anybody said. I left everybody to the wayside. If you were going to put me down, you were going to watch me succeed. And I just let it run my business to motivate the crap out of me. So here's what I do. I post, I message, I follow up, and I build my network. I do 4 things every single day. And that is the same things I did from the get-go and the same things I do now. I just alter them, just relatively small changes as I see what works for me and what doesn't.
Can you repeat that?
Sure. Post, message, follow up, build network. And don't worry, I'm going to go over all of them individually, like explaining them. So for one,
thank you.
Posting. Posting is the bread and butter of our business. If you, hold on. Oh, these are just from, I just wanted to see if there was anything in the chat, but that's just the names. Okay. Thank you. I almost muted myself. Whoops. Okay. All right. Okay. So posting is like the bread and butter of our business. The way that I think of it is that if you turned around and opened a GNC store, which is basically what we are, and we're an online fitness business. Okay. Like I call it a fitness boutique because it kind of sounds fun. But if you opened a GNC store or a clothing store or any store in the world, if you put the close sign on the door, right? No one's buying from you. Nobody is coming into your business because you're closed, right? So us posting is opening up our business. Nobody can buy a product from you that they don't know you sell, and nobody can ask you about a product they don't even know exists, okay? So you have to post. For me, I used to post a lot when I first started, and that's because it was like, I was so hype, I posted everything I found. Now that I'm more established in the business, I keep it to about 2 to 3 posts about the business a day. If there's something going on that's extra, I'll post more. If I'm bored, I'll post more. If like whatever, you know, people post up to 10 times a day. Some people post on increments of every 2 hours. Some people post once, but you have to do something of a post every single day. You cannot post weekly. You cannot post every other day. It is just not going to work. Nobody is going to trust you. Okay, right now, when you make your first post opening you up into the business, you're getting half the people who are like, what the heck is this? And then you're getting another half of the people that are like, oh, here we go again. I've seen this before. Like, don't be the person that starts and quits in 5 seconds, because this business is like a gym. You know, the gym equipment works at the gym, but if you quit in 5 seconds, did you lose weight? No, because you stopped going. That gym equipment works. So people are successful at this. So keep going, just push through. So with posting, you have to stay consistent, because if somebody's like, whoa, like those wraps looked really cool, they might not reach out to you. They might not even like the post, but they're going to watch you. They're going to see like, okay, in 2 days from now, you're going to post these again. And you're going to be like, wow, those are different results. Like, wow, that was really good. And then they're going to like watch you and watch you and watch you. And if you stop, what's going to happen? You just completely, that person was like right here about to message you, and now they're going to go with someone else. And you just lost that potential customer right there because you got them hyped up and then you quit. So you don't know who's watching you. So you have to keep going through. So for me, I post twice a day about the business and then other stuff about my life. I incorporate my life, my business into my life, not the other way around. I talk about my child, talk about my dogs, I talk about where I live. I take scenic pictures, I take selfies, I take relaxing pictures. I have a picture of me holding said drink, relaxing with my dog, like showing your life. People need to relate to you and trust you. You know, you're a stranger on the internet. who does that, like, why do I want to buy from you? What do you mean to me? You have to tell them that, like, hey, I used to, you know, I was really uncomfortable with my weight. Like, shout out to Cassie over there who lost like 60 plus pounds and is sharing her story and everybody's relating to it. You know, like, get vulnerable, be real, use these products, be inspired, and share it with everybody. You know, that's why we give you products in your kit. Use them when you get them. Show it off. It's awesome sauce. Okay. So I post online and I use stories so often. Instagram stories, like if you're a big Snapchat person, like there are plenty of people who work this business on Snap. I'm not big Snap. People do really well on Twitter. I'm not good on Twitter, so it's not things that a strong suit I could teach you about. But YouTube videos, if those are your go-tos, like YouTube people, they will help you immensely. And then as for your posts, like keeping them bright and exciting, like just appealing. If I took a picture, like in the, like, I mean, I guess my room is still pretty dark, but like, okay, I can't like show you, but if I took a selfie like this, right, it would be like, okay, not bad. But if it was bright and like everyone's like, oh, that was a really pretty picture, like you're just naturally more likely to like it and then get that extra attention and exposure. So that's for like posting. Okay, hold on. I saw something go off in the chat. I didn't want to lose my train of thought because no, unfortunately, they have to be 18 to do the business. I'm sorry. And then, yes, definitely, Lexi. Picture of yourself and picture of you with the products is really beneficial too. Pictures of your teammates with the products, like just showing like you are a human. You're not like, you're not an alien, you know, you're not a spam page. We don't want to be a billboard for It Works either. Like you don't want to turn around and have like, you know, like, oh my God, look at this picture. Like you're gonna lose followers that way. So keep it just like what you're doing now, however you are on your page, go about your days and just incorporate this business into your life, not the other way around. Okay, so that's posting. Is that good for everybody? Okay, anybody can ask questions if you want, send a chat message. I don't care either way. All right, so that's one. Okay, posting. Now, something I can also add to that, I preset my posts. That's another thing. That's like something I almost forgot to say. And I'm going to mention it because of a reason. So I preset my posts. I use something called Hootsuite. It's like Hootsuite. The icon app looks like an owl. And you can actually preset your posts. So you can write them out and then select your social media and choose for them to go off at a certain time. Hold on, I'm just muting someone who just hopped on. Okay, so, and then you can set them to go off at a different time. So for me, it takes me like 10 minutes to make all my posts. And that's if I write them myself. We have posts for customers. You can just hop on and grab a post and use it. And then bam, you just cut your time in half. I thought I just moved everybody. Maybe I didn't. Nope. Hold on.
Hey, Amanda.
Yeah.
Just remind everybody to stay muted. Some people keep taking themselves off mute. That's why you continually do it.
Okay. I think I'm like losing my mind. I'm like, did I not click the button? Yeah, hold on. Yeah, mute all. Did I get it? I think so. Okay. All right. I'm trying to get my thought process back. Hootsuite. Okay, so I preset my posts. So that way, like when I'm laying in bed, like right now when I go to sleep, this is going to be the last bit of my business. I set all my posts up for tomorrow. So that means no matter what tomorrow's going to bring, whether I have absolutely no plans and I'm going to be a straight couch potato, binge watching Netflix, and probably if this storm carries on is exactly what I'll be doing tomorrow. But what if like a chaos moment happens, or I don't know, I have to go literally anywhere. My dog threw up. I have to take him to the vet. You know, life happens. Like we have no idea what's going to happen. And life, guess what, is literally always going to happen. There will never be a day that goes perfectly, ever. Nothing, something will always surprise you. So I preset my posts specifically so they are completely taken care of. And that way, all I do is get a notification like, it's 12 o'clock, and then it actually copies it for you. So all I do is click it and paste it into Instagram. Boom. Now my business is done for the next like 4 hours. People are seeing my post. So even if I'm not doing anything else because I'm doing whatever else I'm doing, my business is still open, and there can still be people seeing what I'm doing and going on about my day. Okay, somebody is really coming off mute, and I don't know who it is. I don't know who your name is because
Mommy.
it's not a name. But if you want to say something, just write it in the chat because it's just really distracting me. Okay, so posting, that is, so roughly 10 minutes of my business, right? So I said I do this for 2 hours a day. That is 10 minutes, and that's me making like 3 posts and me writing them myself. You can cut that time in half if you borrow from Post for Customers. Okay, the next thing I do, we have to message. So now you got all those posts out. So let's say you did 5 posts for the day or less, okay? So we'll just run with this being that you did 5. So what I do is every post that I made today, I'm gonna message those people tomorrow. So I give them like a day to get likes on my pictures. I give like a day for them to catch up. The Instagram algorithms are all sorts of weirdness now. So giving like myself like an entire day for those posts to stream through. And then tomorrow, now literally all the posts I made today, tomorrow I will go and message. I don't know what time, whenever I get around to it. I fluctuate my 2 hours. I just work them when I can, when my daughter naps, if I wake up before her, which almost never happens, but I take advantage of my free time. So I'm going to message all those people who liked my picture. If it was about the business, I'm just like, hey, thanks for liking it. I just thank them. Hey, thanks for the love on my post. Were you interested in learning a little bit more about what I do? I'm just giving them the opportunity. I am just asking. I'm not going to threaten them. I'm not going to say I'm going to kill your dog if you don't do it. And I'm not going to cry in a river and drown if you say no. I am just asking. And let them come back. Like, no, okay, I'm not interested. I even have a script for saying no, thank you. I'm like, thanks anyway. Thanks for getting back to me. If you ever have any questions, I'm always here. Like, they might say no and then a day later be like, wow, that actually, I wonder what she does do. Let me just take a look at her page real quick. Like, they might have no idea and just say no because it comes out like word vomit. So that's totally normal too. Okay. So for me, I go and I just ask. If it's a product post, I'm like, hey, were you interested in learning a little bit more about the products? Did you like what you saw about the wraps? Like, whatever the case is. I say something like that. And if you want a script that you want to say, just private message me or message the chat if you're in there yet, or whatever the case is, and just ask. Like, I will be more than happy to give you a message to send to a potential customer who liked your picture, or whatever message you want. I'm like full of them, believe me. And then on top of that, so wait, Cassie, are you raising your hand?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you make sure you keep it muted? So, because when any noise comes, it talks over Amanda, and a lot of people aren't being able to hear her.
So you want me to mute my button?
Yeah. There you go. Thank
I don't know
you.
who's talking. Is somebody here? I can only see 6 people on the screen. Cassie, you just oddly happen to be one of them that are on the top, but there's I have to scroll through pages to see different people. So
It's okay.
if anybody new hops on, I didn't see y'all, but hi, welcome. Okay, so messaging. Okay, so that's what I call messaging your likes. So these are people that already opened the door to you. They opened your post. They liked what you had to offer. They were intrigued by it. That's just when I say message your likes, that's what I mean. Okay, so now I, for one, will cold message. Some people have a big snip about it. They don't want to do it. Some people are obsessed with it. This is how some people in the business completely run their business. I will tell you, in the last 4 months, my enrollments from getting customers has tripled by just cold messaging. I am averaging 20 plus customers a month by just cold messaging. You're opening that door. You will never understand how many times I message someone and they respond back to me, I've been looking at your post and I'm so interested, but I never really, can you tell me more about them? And then you're sitting there like I don't bite. Why wouldn't you ask me? But they just don't. They feel intimidated, and we will never know why. We feel like we're the sweetest people ever, but who knows? I mean, most of us girls have resting bitch faces. We hear it all the time. We don't know what our pictures really look like. So let's just leave it behind us and not make assumptions. Like, we are just offering, okay? Offering. There are people who run their business so poorly, and I think that's why people have such a stigma against network marketing. I'm not like that. Like, if somebody says no to me, I'm not going to chew your face off. I'm never going to say anything negative to you, and I'm just going to thank you for answering me and then move on about my day. Like, and I'm just going to go find someone else who says yes, someone who is ready right now. And that's it. Okay. So for me, I actually try and message 100 people in a day. That's my goal. But I also have been doing this a very, very long time, and I have a lot of followers on my Instagram, which we will get to in step 4. But right now, I do 100 a day, and that takes me 25 minutes to message 100 people, and that is it. So I would say for your goal, getting started, to do 25 to 50, depending on how many followers you have. If you're just getting started on Instagram, don't go crazy. Do 10 to 20 to 30, but just getting in the groove of it, and it'll take you so fast. I literally go to Instagram, okay? You're probably not going to be able to see it, though I'm really going to try. And, okay, so you're going to, well, and I have it plugged in because I was really afraid my power was going to go out. Okay, so when you're on Instagram, okay, do you see up here? So these are all the people who follow you, right? So I don't message people who don't follow me. Like, let's just squash that, because that's just really intimidating. If you're reaching out to somebody who's never even possibly seen a post that you have made, don't do that, okay? So I go to followers, and I just click it. And now, right now I have a lot of people, but I save where I leave off from messaging, and I just scroll like all the way down. Let's say I had 100 followers. Now I'm all the way at the bottom. Okay, so Kaylee. I'm only going to click on Kaylee's name. I can't do this backwards. And I'm just going to click on her. I see her page really fast. I'm like, okay, you know, she's not a distributor. She's nobody, like whatever. Click message, send her a message, get back to my list. And I just do this like a bullet. Like, that's it. Just constantly. I don't respond to messages. I don't respond to life around me. When I'm like doing this, and then I tally. Like, that's one thing I do too. So I'll like keep a tally. Like, okay, send a message, send a message, send a message. When I get to 100, I'm like, all right, I'm done. And I'll like leave. And then I'll be, like I said, that takes me 30 minutes at most, 20 to 25 if I'm like really, really on it. And that's what I do. That is my second part of messaging. So now so far, oh my God, I cannot like get comfortable in this chair. So posting took me 10 minutes the night before, basically. Messaging takes me 30 minutes. That's cold messaging. So I'd say messaging my likes, depending on how many pictures I put up, we'll say like 15 to 20. Because if you get like 500 likes on a picture, if you're just starting out, probably won't happen. But it could, depending on how many people you have to message, could be time consuming. But let's assume your pictures get 50 likes and you have 5 of them, it's probably going to take you about 15 minutes. Now, another thing I'll say, if you have, let's say, Susan likes every single post you make, but every time you message her, she just reads it and doesn't answer, just leave Susan be, okay? If you've already messaged Susan from the picture that you put up yesterday, do not message Susan again. Leave Susan be for the next month. And then message Susan the next 30 days later. That's what I do. So if I message Susan today, it's the 15th. That means if Susan liked my pictures for the next month, I'm not messaging Susan until May 15th. Because then at the very most, you're sending somebody 12 messages in a year. Like, that's not crazy. You're not harassing anybody. You're not hounding them. And if somebody doesn't say no, thank you, then they're kind of just leaving that door open, because for me, I know like how many times I pick up my phone and then I'm like, oh, I really got to do that. And then like Peyton jumps off the couch and I'm like, oh my God. And my phone's like MIA. So I do it all the time. You just don't want to assume that somebody's just blatantly ignoring you. Life happens, right? We don't know. So 30 days from now, you message Susan again. Maybe Susan is like, oh my God, I thought I answered you. Or maybe Susan's like, no, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. And then it's like, okay, bye, Susan. It is what it is. Okay. Is that good with everybody? Messaging? So we've done posting and messaging. 2 things. Hold on. There's something in the chat I want to see. Okay, I don't want to sound like an infomercial. I don't want to put it. Okay. Yeah, no, you definitely don't. So with the content of the post can be totally honestly, however you truly want it to be. You want to make everything sound like you. So if you go to post for customers, and you see somebody making a post about hair, skin, and nails, and the quote of the caption says like, wowza, and oh my goodness, and golly gee, and it's got like 8,000 emojis that you haven't used, you didn't even know that they existed, edit the post. Make it sound like you. Just be like, hey, you know, this is this product, and it's got A, B, and C, and be factual, and be honest, and talk like yourself, because it's going to make no point if you are making these posts and then you're having conversations and they're the two totally different people, because it just doesn't seem like a legit business. And then when you get like your kit, use the products, and then you can actually have your own testimony that you can speak to. And then you're intrigued by a product that you see on posts for customers, and you know, you are in a position to financially buy it, then go right ahead. And then you can use your own testimony in these products. Like I will tell you right now, when I first started, the only product I used was hair, skin, and nails. The wraps that I got in my kit sat in the box forever. Like it was like a shame on me moment, but I will tell you, like I was just like, oh, whatever, I don't really care to use them. I know that I like hair, skin, and nails. And I was still successful because I was sharing my team's testimony. So, you know, for me, someone's like, well, have you lost weight with this business? My goal has never been weight loss, whether I was like coming off of pregnancy or prior to pregnancy. That's never been my goal. But I can speak to Cassie, who has lost 60 pounds. And I'm like, look, like I didn't use these products for weight loss. I use them for enhancing. Like I love ThermoFit because it pumps me up for my workouts, but I don't like use it to drop weight. That's never been my thing. So somebody can't say like, well, you let me know when you get the product, because you might not never use it. Like maybe you don't have any fine lines, so you're not going to use WOW, but Lexi has used WOW, and she looks like a whole new person every time she wears it. So you can reference the team in those situations, and just keeping it really natural in your post. Because again, like you're right, you don't want to be a billboard for it works. It's spammy and unattractive. Okay, we good now? If anybody has questions, speak now, forever hold your peace. I'm just kidding. You can write it in the chat. Okay. So step 3 on my list of 2 hours of work is following up. Wait, did somebody want to talk? I thought I heard a noise. No? Okay. Following up. This is imperative.
Hey, I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you now. What's up?
So I want to
I
know
don't know
how
where you are, but I can find you.
I wrote it, but anyway, I want to know how long before I get my product, because see, for me, people seeing the actual outcome of it is great because I work with the public.
Mm-hmm.
But my hairdresser, you know how many clients I've sent her? You know what I mean? So I think that if I use something and it works, you know, and they see it, because like I said, I'm a waitress and I work with the public. So between that and then doing everything online, because I'm still learning, I'm having a hard time, but I'm learning. I think
Yeah.
it'll be great. It could be a success for me.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. A testimony of the product personally is like absolutely incredible. If you find a product that you absolutely love in this business, just don't shut up about it. Literally just never stop talking about it.
Absolutely not. I'm going to try to get my daughter to be my best customer.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Go ahead and you can just, oh yeah, you already did it. Perfect. Okay. So following up. Now, following up, if in any single business, okay, we just got a fence installed, and I will tell you that I called like 6 different companies for quotes. Every single one of those 6 companies never stopped ringing my phone. Was I ready to shake the shit out of all of them? Absolutely. But you know what? I run a business. I know how it is. Getting in somebody's face and reminding them that you're still there and you're still eager to help them is exactly what I needed, because I probably would not have a fence right now if Lowe's did not like keep telling me about stuff and keep offering me stuff and keep getting in my face. And now I have a fence. And it's the same thing when we have sales. You want to keep a note of people, because you are doing somebody a disservice if they don't know that we're having a sale on something. If we are there and you're just asking if they want to have questions, like they might not want to ask you. Like it could have been a day and the conversation just fell off. And now they don't know how to reach back out to you without being intimidated. So you are following up with them. So I do my follow-ups daily. And so I'm a planner obsessor, and I will recommend a planner for this business. You can get one for $5 at Staples, probably less on Amazon. You can get a notebook, just something that you can use Oh my gosh, now I'm getting bubbles from this freaking beer thing, whatever the heck I'm drinking. Okay, so I use Day Designer because I'm obsessed with planners. If you're a planner lover, get a Day Designer. I will say that, I'm obsessed. But if you just want something, you know, you don't really care for planners anyway, just get something cheap and simple at Staples, a notebook even, because you will get to a point in this business that it is going to be impossible for you to remember everybody you spoke to. If you remember everybody you spoke to, you're not speaking to enough people. I will tell you that right now. So go talk to more, okay? So with a follow-up, now what's gonna happen? I messaged Susan, okay? And Susan messaged me back. She's like, hey, what products do you have? So I was like, oh, hi, Susan, let me tell you. So I rallied off, you know, I have a script for this too. And I have something really short and simple. I'm like, hey, I have a few product options. They're A, B, and C, and whatever. Now Susan's like, you know what? I've been really trying to grow out my hair. That sounds good. Can you tell me more about it? So now I know that Susan wants hair, skin, and nails. Now I'm going to talk to Susan about hair, skin, and nails. Well, then Susan stops answering me out of the blue. You know, I wrote her back. She didn't answer me. And I'm like, like, damn, Susan, where'd you go? Well, I'm going to write Susan in my notebook for 5 days from now, 3 to 5 days roughly. Okay. So in 5 days from now on whatever, today's Sunday. So Friday, I'm going to message Susan and be like, hey, did you have any other questions I can answer for you? And that's it. That's like my simple follow-up message. Do you have any questions I can answer for you? I am just simply putting myself out there to let her know I'm here to help her. Okay. So now if Susan tells me, wow, this, you know, this price sounds great. Like me and Susan got all the way to the end. I gave her the price and she was like, wow, that sounds great, but I don't get paid till next Friday. I'm like, oh, you know what? That's completely fine. I'll save a spot for you and we'll chat next Friday. And then I say something like, in the meantime, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. And now I do two things. This is something I changed recently. I use, for those who have an iPhone, I use the reminders app in my phone, and I set it like to alert me at 10 o'clock. I put it in my reminders. I put her, you know, whether we talked on Facebook, whatever, however I knew how to get back in touch with her, whether it was like an Instagram username or a Facebook name, or if we were texting or whatever the case was, I write it in there. So at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 9 o'clock, whatever time, I'm going to message her and be like, oh my God, Susan, it's your day. I'm so pumped for you. Like, you just need to be supportive and be there and be extra excited, because the more excited you are, the more excited they are. And that's a follow-up, okay? It is your responsibility. If you do not follow up with them, you are just letting it go to the wayside. That's it. Like, it is your responsibility. If you forget, like when I forgot, I'm like, wow, I'm literally so sorry. You take full responsibility because that was your business. Do not expect them to come to you first. Don't, ever. If they do, that's freaking awesome, but don't expect it, okay? You have to open that door for them because they're more nervous. It's like a spider. It's more afraid of you than you are of it, even though you're pretty afraid too. They just, you know, nobody just admits it. It's the same concept. Following up is just opening that doorway again for them, letting them know that you're there. So I do my planner, and that's how I do it. I set it up like this. So for me, this is like January, okay? So I use this section here, and I put all my goals on the right, left, whatever hand side here of what I want to accomplish. Anybody that I sign up, like, goes in here so I can visually look at how my month is going. And then in the Day Designer is different because it has, each page is its own day. But so like these were my follow-ups. So this is everybody I did on that day. And then when I was done, I just crossed them off. Okay. And then I moved them out for like 5 more days or a week or whatever. Or if they said no, then I took them out completely. If they said, you know, whatever, in a month or 2 months or tomorrow, like I just move them around however our conversation goes. But that is basically a follow-up in a nutshell. And I limit myself to 25 follow-ups a day because I'm doing follow-ups every single day, and I don't want to have like a day where I have 900 follow-ups and it takes me all morning long. Like, I don't want to spend my time just doing follow-ups. I have other stuff to do in my business, so I break it up 25 a day and then I'm done. Unless, of course, somebody specifically said, okay, this Friday I need to, and I end up filling up all 25 lines, I'll just add them at the bottom because then I know that they specifically wanted that date, and that's different. But mostly 25 minutes. So same with messaging. It takes me, you know, like 15 minutes to do 30 messages, give or take. what was I saying, for like messaging likes, depending, it's kind of like the same concept. So if you're doing your follow-ups, let's say it takes you a half hour. Now we did our messages and takes us 45 minutes. So now we're at an hour and 15, takes me 10 minutes to make my post. So we're at like an hour and 25 minutes. Am I doing math right? Okay, so we're at an hour and a half right now, okay, of the work that I do. Now the last and final thing that is super, super imperative. Oh wait, hold on. I saw these chats. I just want to make sure I'm not following anyone, not missing anyone. I can't even speak. Okay. Thank you, Kristen. I just see Kristen answered everything. Okay, so is following up like clear for everyone? Do you need me to go over anything else? Questions, concerns? No? Okay. So the last and final thing I do is you build your network. Okay. When I started this business, I might have had an Instagram and didn't really use it, didn't even really know. And now I have 12,000 followers. Okay. So I probably started with less than 5, and that would be really generous for me to say to myself. Same thing with Facebook. I'm like almost completely capped on friends. I fluctuate between like 49, 90 and 5,000, and Facebook actually caps you at 5,000. So I like really am at like having to delete people. Really just negative Nancy's ended up on my page. I don't like them. Not even like negative Nancy's about anything with it works. Just like, you know, they're just political nonsense or whatever the case is. I just get them off my feed. I don't like to look at it. I don't indulge in anything that's negative. My life is very peaceful, and that's just how I like it. Okay. So for building my network, I use a couple different sources. So if you're building your business mostly on Instagram, I use an app called Captivate, and it looks really colorful, and it's I want to say it was a couple dollars. I really don't remember. I've had it for so long, but I will tell you it is like the best thing that like the world of your business will do. Okay, so what Captivate does is you can like load people onto it. So if you say, okay, so now let's say like Susan that I spoke of before signed up, I'm gonna add Susan's friends so I can grow my business, because now what's going to happen, Susan is going to get these products and she's going to tell her friends, and then her friends are going to be like, wow, that sounds really cool. And then when Susan gets good results, they're going to go out on a hunt for an It Works distributor that's going to help them do the exact same thing that Susan got. I want to be that person. So I add all of Susan's friends, and that's how I grow my business, from doing stuff like that. Or I see a page that I really, really like, I'm going to add all the followers. So like, I'm an HGTV guru, right? HGTV has an Instagram. They have millions and millions of followers on this thing, okay? So what I do is I'll go to the last picture that they posted. Oh, and by the way, HGTV is mostly like housewives, you know, young moms, or young, you know, people just getting into apartments, college kids. Like your you know, target market is obviously 18 plus. College is fine. They're going to decorate their apartment. Young families, young moms, like excited, you know, men and women who decorate, and that's an ideal place. If you want to go to anything you enjoy that will reach somebody that you can relate to, go to that page. So for HGTV, if I go to their page and I see they posted their last picture, it's probably got like 100,000 likes on it. I'm just going to go through and I'm just going to add all these girls who look like a potential for me. And I'm like, okay, here, you know, I don't segregate anybody out. Like, and I'm not going to make the decision for anybody. Like, that is not your call to say no for someone else. Let them tell you no, or let them tell you yes. Okay. So I just go down. So for Captivate, what you do is when you go into the app, hopefully it loads for me. You would go to like the search bar, you type a username, it'll open up their actual Instagram, and you can just add all the people. So, and then what happens is that you kind of like turn on the app, and it follows one person every 2 minutes. So you can be doing whatever you want during the day, and you're growing your followers because Instagram is doing it behind the scenes for you. So they're adding people, and you haven't even touched your phone. So I'm a huge huge promoter for Captivate because that is the best app ever. But what I did in the beginning was just added people the normal way. I went to HGTV, I went to the picture, and I just added all the people right on the spot. So if you don't want to, you don't have your card linked up to your phone, you don't want to spend the $5 or $4, whatever, honestly, I don't even know what it is. If you don't want to do that, just add people the normal way. Just literally going down and adding everybody. And then when they request you back, just kind of peep at their page a little. Like, one, you want to make sure they're not underage. Two, you want to make sure that they're not already doing a competitive business or the same business you're in, because that is my key thing. I block everybody in health and wellness businesses. Unless you are on our family, I don't have you on my page either. I've had some issues where like other distributors would poach my customers, and I'm just not, sorry guys, that was my phone vibrated. I'm just not like really a fan of it. So I block almost everybody, and I'm very block happy. So I will tell you that, but you, again, take it with a grain of rice. But so when you're adding people, just do it. Add everybody and anybody. And then as they request you back, just peep a little, see what you like, and then accept them. And then maybe you can even like a couple like a couple pictures, comment on something, start that relationship off on the right foot. And on Facebook, just join groups. Okay. Don't post in groups, join them. Join, your local towns, join freaking California lovers, people who love avocados. I'm in like 8 groups about avocados. Why? I don't know. And I don't care, because avocados are great. Okay. You can find a group on Facebook for anything. And then I just post in the group about anything. Like I have a pit bull and a Shiba for a dog. I'm in a couple of those groups. You can ask a question in there that you already know the answer to, and just add all the people that answered you, because a couple things just got accomplished. 1, they know you're a real person. And 2, you already have a somewhat of a relationship because you just had a conversation with them in the group. Do not post about your business in the group. Okay. That is like adding somebody, or that is basically messaging somebody you're not friends with. Okay. It's just a recipe for disaster. You might get kicked out of the group because some groups have rules about not doing stuff like that. And it's also just really impersonal, I guess, to do it like that. I don't like it because I like to have that relationship, that they know I'm a human being and they know that my life is more than just this business. Okay. I'm sharing my business and I'm sharing my life. I'm not shoving it down someone's throat, even though you're freaking excited about it. So yeah, scream it from the rooftops, but don't, like, hey, how are you? Oh my God, here's my business. No, like, how are you? You actually want to know. So this is why building your network and building your relationship is really important. And it's also why you're not going to become a millionaire tomorrow. You're not going to sign the person you talked to 5 seconds ago in 1 hour. Like, you need to establish like a rapport with them, and they need to believe what you're saying. And that's where that trust and building networks and finding new people and everything else comes into play. This is a marathon. Okay. This is not a sprint. This is not a race. It is a marathon. Okay. And that's the end. Okay. That is what I do on a day-to-day basis. I do 4 things: post, message, follow up, build my network. It takes me less than 2 hours, because if I just added everybody, that would take me 10 minutes. So I was probably at 1 hour and 40 minutes. So posting takes me 10 minutes to set up. Cold messaging takes me about 30 minutes, and I do 100. So 30 minutes to do 100 messages. And then messaging my likes, and I get a good amount of likes on some posts. I'm not like rolling in the dough. I post a picture of my daughter and I end up with like 400, but if I post like something of my products, it's like less than 100, which is fine. But so now that's assuming like between messaging and messaging 45 minutes, because it might take me 15 minutes to message my likes, maybe 20. Following up takes me about 20 minutes. So now I'm at guys, I keep losing it. 2 hours. We'll just say it's 2 hours. And I think it's under, but that is it. 2 hours a day. We make time for this business. Okay. When I first started, I was working full time. The reason that I started this business was literally for just money. I was happy at my job. I was perfectly fine. I was doing 9 to 5, didn't have any kids, just bought a house, really just wanted some extra money. 2 months later, had a huge falling out with my manager. And then I just was like, all right, well, it's time to like buckle down and really do this. And you know what I did differently? Nothing. I just did it consistently, because I was still doing 2 hours of work, even when I was happy at my 9 to 5. I just did it more consistently. If I ended up with a, you know, because at the time I didn't have kids, if I was like, hey, it's a Saturday, I don't have work, I don't have anything to do, I'm gonna sacrifice some time to do whatever, and I'm going to do my business, and I'm going to just put a little bit effort. And then now the things that I thought I was sacrificing for good, I can do 10 times more because I don't work there anymore. Okay, 8 months later, I quit, and I was making the same amount of money, and that was in July of 2016. So I have been doing this full time for almost 2 years now. When July comes this year, we'll be 2 years away from corporate America. I had a 9-to-5, and I walked away, and I'm still like, still in a house, guys, still have a roof over my head, still bought a car last summer. The money is real and you can make it. You just have to believe that you can, okay? And now there's just a couple other like snippet things that some like other leaders wanted me to mention real fast. Like for example, checking out methods. I want to go over this, how people can order. There's 3 ways. We have a retail price, a loyal customer. Oh my God, these fizzy bubbles are killing me. Oh, I don't want to like really burp obnoxiously, so I'm trying to like shake them down. Okay. Retail customer, loyal customer, auto shipment, loyal customer membership fee. Retail customer, using the easiest thing we have is a box of wraps. If somebody wanted a box of wraps one time, never wanted to deal with you ever again, no perks, no benefits, just retail cost, it's $100. They get the wraps and then that's it. They buy one time. Obviously, you still make money on it. And then that's the end of it. Okay. Loyal customer membership fee means that actually I'll start with the auto shipment. Loyal customer auto shipment is probably the most common one that we do. They order a product for 3 consecutive months, or, you know, they swap out. Actually, they don't even really need to be consecutive. They can push it out in their portal. So if they're going to have like, they really want it this month, but then they know May is going to be a little tight, they can push it out for that order to run again in June. And then if June ends up being tight, they could push it out again, but you can only push it out as far as 30 days at a time. And then you have to log back in and push it out again. So technically it doesn't even need to be consecutive. They just need to make 3 orders eventually, basically. Doesn't have to be the same product. They can switch it out. They can get a whole bunch. They can get minimal. There's no price cap, nothing. Loyal customers also get 10% back in perk points. So if they were to buy wraps, now they're getting, main thing, they get it for 40% off. So wraps become 60 instead of 100. So now they're getting it less. And then they also get the 10% back in perk points. So they're getting $6 back onto their portal that they could spend like money. So if they turned around and were like, you know what, I really want hair, skin, and nails, they could order 2 things of wraps, get 12 points back, and then bam, now their 3rd month, they can turn around and, well, they can't use it on their autos, but now they can get, instead of paying $33 for hair, skin, and nails, they'll get it for 33 minus 12, whatever that is. Okay, so now they get it for less, okay, because they can apply those perk points like money. And every point is $1. Okay, so just to clarify that. And then, yeah, like I said, they get the portal, they get all these like, you know, perks to that essence. They also get first dibs on sales, they'll get emails, they'll get notified. And then they also have access. We have like a little fit app that they can get recipes and workouts and exercises and even intensity levels. Like they want high intensity, they can switch it on. They want low intensity, they can change it. So we have a lot to offer for our loyal customers. If you're loyal to us, we're loyal to you, right? Okay. Now the loyal customer membership. So let's say somebody's like, I am not getting 3 products. I really just want this one, but I may want to order again in the future. And it would be nice to have a discount. They can pay $50 if they want. And $50 gets them to avoid the auto shipment. They get all the same perks. And it's kind of like a Costco membership. You know, you have to pay to get in to get all the sales. So they can think of it like that. Like, okay, I'll pay the $50 and they pay that on top of the discounted price. So if they wanted wraps, they would pay $60 for wraps plus 50. So 110, please tell me that's right, because I really hope it is. So now they'd be paying $110, but they don't have to order ever again. They're not on an auto shipment. There's, you know, they just have all the perks. Same things, they get the perk points, all that fun stuff. So yeah, those are the checkout methods to be as overview as possible. Hold on, there was messages in here. Wow, hold on. I'm like all the way up here. Do you recommend starting big Facebook groups? Not really. I mean, for me, like, I never did it. You totally can. I like to use my own personal page. I've never made separate Instagrams or never anything, because I just feel like that kind of naturally makes you a poster board even when you don't mean to. And then like running 2 pages is just going to get so busy. It's better to just force yourself to stay natural instead of like, because it's going to be really busy trying to do 2. I hope that answered your question. I wasn't totally sure if that's exactly what you meant. Oh, okay. They were asked that. Okay, perfect. That was it. Okay. And then really the last thing that somebody mentioned was they were wondering why they can't send their links on social media. So like whatever, so your website link where people order from is going to be whatever you made it online.myitworks.com. So like if your name was Amanda Muro, you would be, or well, if this is what you did, like if you made it Amanda Muro on your website, it would be amandamuro.myitworks.com. That's your website. And that's where like you can go on. I definitely recommend going to your actual website, browsing around what it looks like so you can help your customers when they want to go on and order. The more familiar you are with what your customers see, the better off everybody will be. And then, so the reason you can't paste it inside of Messenger or Instagram is because It Works actually blocks our links. That way we're less likely to be hacked. So when customers feel like insecure or worried, like, hey, is this site safe, or, you know, am I at risk? Like, no, you're not at risk. In fact, you're less risky than anything else. It's really similar to Amazon. And even in this sense, like you cannot post our links on social media because you're more likely to be hacked into the system if somebody catches it from social media. So that's basically everything I got. So 4 things, guys, 4 things. If you are really, really a busy bee right now, like wake up earlier, go to sleep later, drink lots of coffee. You know, the work that you're going to do now is going to pay off. If you are in a vision to get out of your job or you want to make $1,000, I'm telling you, by not doing these 4 things is just wishful thinking. We are networking, not net wishing. Okay, you have to put forth the effort, and this is exactly what I did to get to, you know, the income that I've been making. I did it in 8 months to get to the point I was, and now I've been coasting at happiness, getting by and growing from what I wanted it to be. So just set your goals, set them high, set them, you know, even if you're a high goal setter like me, if you don't hit them that month, don't cry about it, shake it off, work harder the next month, adjust. You're going to see what works for you, but this is what works for me. This is how I run my business. I hope y'all took notes, and you can fluctuate and make it like you. And hold on, I see things popping up in like the corner. They disappeared. Oh, there they go. Okay. When you go on Pinterest, what would I use? I don't know if you're like looking for pictures, but I know It Works has its own Pinterest page that you can find stuff on. And then there's also Posts for Customers, which you were probably added into, and they've got a lot of posts on there too. What would be the best product to use during pregnancy? It really depends. If they're taking anything that's like invasive, like ingested, I should say, they need to get a doctor's approval. Anything like topical skincare, stretch mark creams, like those are probably the best selling for pregnant women. I used it my entire pregnancy, and yeah, that's definitely like a go-to for pregnancy. But anything that they would actually take needs to be doctor approved. So in situations like that, you can maximize using your eSuite or product coach. Oh my God, I keep burping. And sending them the what's it called? Ingredients list, and have that approved by their doctor. But I think we're good, guys. Did anybody else have any questions that I could help you with? No? Yes? No? All right. Well, did something just pop up again? Hold on. No, that was from before. Okay. For those who don't know, if I was not the person who mentored and enrolled you into this business. My name is Amanda, and I am Amanda Rose on Facebook. You can follow me, add me, private message me. I've been doing this a very long time. I know basically everything about the business that there is to know, and I have like connections. If you need something that I don't know, I can find out. But yeah, I'd be happy to help you, and I wish you all the luck in your business. Okay, that's all I got, guys. Have a good night.